And welcome. If you're in quality management, you know that feeling, right? That call comes in, a bad shipment just landed on your dock. What do? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of SAP's most essential tools for exactly this situation, the quality notification. We're going to follow its entire journey, from the first sign of trouble all the way to the final solution, so you can see exactly how it all works. So let's paint a picture. You're at your desk. Maybe you're enjoying a quiet moment with your morning coffee. For just a minute, all is well. And then the phone rings. It's the receiving dock. There's a problem with a shipment, and suddenly your calm morning is over. So what's the move? I mean, you could fire off a bunch of emails, make a dozen phone calls, but we all know how that goes. It's messy. Details get lost, people forget things, and you might not even solve the real problem. The quality notification, though, that's the professional way, a structured, systematic approach that makes sure nothing, and I mean nothing, falls through the cracks. And that brings us to the star of the show, the quality notification. You can think of it as your command center for tackling any quality issue. It's way more than just a digital sticky note, you know? It's a whole system that guides you through a clear, problem-solving process, from the moment you hear about it to the final sign-off. So, what is a quality notification in a nutshell? It's basically the official record of a quality problem inside SAP. And it doesn't matter where the problem came from, a supplier, a customer, or even your own production line. The quality notification is the place where you document what happened, track all the steps, and, most importantly, get it resolved for good. Now here's where it gets really interesting. A quality notification isn't just some static report you file away. No, it has a life of its own. It follows this really clear, predictable life cycle, from the moment it's created to the moment it's closed. And once you get a handle on this life cycle, you're pretty much on your way to mastering the whole process. Think of it like a road trip. You've got your destination in mind, right? That's your business process, the goal of solving the problem. And then you have your GPS, giving you those turn-by-turn directions to get there. Well, that's the system view in SAP, guiding you through all the specific technical steps. Both are working together. This model here really shows how the business side and the system side work together. That inner circle, that's what you're doing in the real world. You find a problem, you contain it, you fix it. The outer circle, that's SAP in the background, translating all your actions into system statuses and keeping everything organized. It's kind of a beautiful dance between what you need to do and how the system helps you do it. All right, you ready to see how this all works in the real world? Let's follow a supplier complaint from the very beginning to the very end. We're going to track it through every single stage of the quality notification lifecycle so you can see exactly how the whole process unfolds. So, our journey has 6 key stops. We'll start by creating the notification. Then, we'll document and define what needs to be done, get those tasks executed, process the notification, and finally, bring it all home by completing it. Let's get started with step 1. Okay, so let's meet Brian. He's on the receiving dock, and he's just found a pallet of damaged goods. Now, instead of just shouting down the hall, he logs into SAP and creates a quality notification, and he is thorough. He adds the material number, the batch number, he even snaps a few photos with his device and attaches them. Why? Because he knows that the more information he gives now, the easier it's going to be for everyone else down the line. Okay, now we're at a really critical point in the process. It's a distinction that trips a lot of people up, and that's the difference between an activity and a task. They sound kind of similar, but in the world of SAP quality management, they are 2 completely different things. So let's clear this up once and for all. Here's the easiest way to think about it. An activity is what I did. It's in the past tense. You're just documenting something that's already happened. A task is what you need to do. It's future tense. You're assigning work to someone else with a deadline. So Brian might log an activity saying, I've identified and photographed the damaged pallet. Then he'd create a task that says, hey, warehouse team, you need to move this pallet to quarantine by 5 p.m. today. See the difference? Past versus future. And this is where the system really starts to work its magic. The warehouse clerk gets an instant alert on their device. They don't have to wait for an email or hope someone remembers to call them. They see the task, they go move the stock, and then they mark it as complete right there in the system. It's totally seamless, and it creates a perfect digital paper trail. No more guesswork. So the immediate danger is over. The bad stock is quarantined. Now it's time for our quality detective, Healy, to step in. She's the person responsible for getting to the bottom of this. She goes and looks at the damaged goods, analyzes the data, and starts figuring out what really happened. Maybe she finds some items are just scratched, while others are completely broken. Based on what she finds, she records those specific defects and then creates a clear plan of action with specific tasks for each issue. So the problem's fixed, we can all go home, right? Well, not so fast. The final stage of this whole life cycle is, you could argue, the most important one. It's not just about closing a ticket, it's about making sure this kind of problem never, ever happens again. This is where we turn a problem into a learning opportunity. Before Haley closes that notification, she takes a minute to document the root cause. Was it bad packaging from the supplier? Was it mishandled by the shipping company? By capturing this vital piece of information, she's not just closing one case, she's actually building a knowledge base that's going to help the whole company avoid these issues in the future. And here's the best part, the system actually forces you to be thorough. You literally cannot close a quality notification if there are still open tasks. SAP acts as a gatekeeper. It won't let you close the loop until every single thing has been taken care of. It's like having a built-in accountability partner that guarantees every problem gets fully resolved every single time. So we've seen how the quality notification works for one single incident, but what's the long-term payoff? Why should you really care about following these steps every single time? Let's just zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture for your entire organization. The benefits are just huge. When you use a structured process like this, you get a rock-solid audit trail. You get crystal-clear accountability. Everyone knows who's supposed to do what. You get a goldmine of data for analysis. But the most important thing? You create a culture of continuous improvement where every single problem becomes a stepping stone to a smarter, more efficient future. So I'll leave you with this challenge. As you get more familiar with this life cycle, start thinking bigger. Don't just react to problems. How can you use all this amazing data you're collecting to actually predict and prevent issues before they even happen? How can you become a quality superhero for your company? The power and the data is right there at your fingertips. Welcome!